What if I told you that the motorcycle sitting at the front of the starting gate isn't necessarily the one with the most horsepower, but it's the one every rider behind secretly wishes they had? In motocross, races aren't won on spec sheets. They're won in the first corner, through deep ruts, over brutal whoops, and on the final lap when both the rider and the machine are pushed to their absolute limit. That's exactly why the Kawasaki KX450 has earned its reputation over the years. It isn't just fast. It's built to give riders the confidence to push harder than they ever thought possible. And now the 2027 Kawasaki KX450 is here with refinements that could make it one of the most complete motocross bikes Kawasaki has ever produced. But here's the interesting part. The biggest improvement isn't something you'll immediately notice by looking at the bike. Stay with me until the end, because that one detail could completely change the way you think about this machine. Welcome back to Acer Rider, where we explore the latest motorcycles, legendary machines, and everything that fuels our passion for two wheels. Today we're taking a closer look at the 2027 Kawasaki KX450, diving into its racing heritage, its latest improvements, and why so many riders believe this motorcycle continues to set the standard in the highly competitive 450 motocross class. The KX name carries decades of racing history. Long before modern electronics, smartphone connectivity, and launch control systems became part of motocross, Kawasaki was already building motorcycles that could compete at the highest level. Over the years, countless professional riders have trusted the KX platform to win championships. And that success wasn't built on luck. It came from relentless development, race-by-race improvements, and listening to feedback from the people who push these machines harder than anyone else. Personally, and I think that's one of Kawasaki's biggest strengths. Instead of reinventing the motorcycle every few years, they focus on refining the areas that actually matter on the track. Those small improvements may not always grab headlines, but they make a huge difference when every second counts. At first glance, the 2027 KX450 looks unmistakably like a Kawasaki. The iconic lime green bodywork remains, but the styling has become even cleaner and more purposeful. The body panels are slimmer, allowing riders to grip the motorcycle more comfortably with their knees while moving around during aggressive riding. The redesigned shrouds and side panels create a more compact feeling, helping the bike disappear beneath the rider rather than getting in the way. Personally, I love this approach. A motocross bike doesn't need unnecessary styling tricks. Every panel should exist for one reason: to improve performance. And that's exactly the impression the new KX450 gives. Now let's talk about what sits at the heart of this machine. The proven 449 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled four-stroke single-cylinder engine continues to power the KX450, but Kawasaki has refined its overall character rather than simply chasing bigger horsepower figures. The engine delivers stronger mid-range acceleration, smoother throttle response, and better control when exiting corners. Instead of feeling aggressive for the sake of it, the power feels more usable, allowing riders to apply the throttle earlier and with greater confidence. Personally, I think that's far more valuable than adding another 2 or 3 horsepower. In motocross, usable power always beats unpredictable power. The rider who gets traction first is usually the rider who reaches the next corner first. One area where Kawasaki has worked especially hard is the chassis. The aluminum perimeter frame has been refined to improve rigidity while maintaining enough flexibility to provide excellent rider feedback. The revised frame works together with an updated swing arm and carefully optimized weight distribution, giving the motorcycle greater stability without sacrificing its quick steering characteristics. That translates into a motorcycle that feels planted entering rough corners, remains composed through braking bumps, and inspires confidence when accelerating over uneven terrain. Suspension has also received careful attention because Kawasaki understands that even the most powerful engine is useless if the tires can't stay connected to the ground. The updated suspension settings provide improved bump absorption, greater stability on jump landings, and more predictable handling throughout an entire moto. Personally, I believe suspension often makes a bigger difference than engine upgrades. Riders naturally become faster when they trust the motorcycle underneath them. Instead of fighting the bike, they focus on choosing better lines and carrying more speed through corners. Braking performance is another area where the 2027 KX450 takes a noticeable step forward. Premium Brembo brake components deliver stronger stopping power along with better fill at the lever. That means riders can brake later before entering corners while maintaining excellent control, which is exactly the kind of improvement that wins races. Technology also continues evolving without becoming unnecessarily complicated. The latest KX450 offers selectable engine maps, advanced traction control, launch control, and expanded radiology smartphone connectivity. Riders can quickly fine-tune engine characteristics depending on track conditions without spending hours making mechanical adjustments. Personally, I really appreciate Kawasaki's philosophy here. Technology should support the rider, not distract from riding. Everything on the motorcycle feels designed to make riders faster rather than simply adding features for marketing purposes. Weight distribution has also been optimized throughout the motorcycle. Every component has been carefully positioned to improve balance, making the KX feel lighter when changing direction and more predictable in the air. Those refinements may not seem dramatic individually, but together they contribute to a motorcycle that's noticeably easier to ride aggressively. Today's 450 motocross class has never been more competitive. KTM, Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Husqvarna, and Gas all continue pushing technology forward every single year. That means Kawasaki can't rely solely on its racing heritage. Every new generation has to prove itself again. Fortunately, the 2027 KX450 appears to do exactly that. Instead of focusing on flashy marketing claims, Kawasaki has concentrated on the areas that experienced riders actually care about. Sharper handling, better traction, improved braking, more predictable power, smarter electronics, greater rider confidence. Personally, I think that's exactly what separates great motorcycles from merely good ones. The best motocross bikes aren't necessarily the ones with the highest dyno numbers. They're the ones that allow riders to perform at their absolute best every single lap. When it comes to pricing, the KX450 continues to compete within the premium motocross segment. While it certainly represents a significant investment, riders are getting a motorcycle developed through years of professional racing experience and continuous refinement. But now let's come back to the question I asked at the beginning. I said the biggest improvement isn't something you'll immediately notice. And I still believe that's true, because the biggest upgrade isn't the styling, it isn't the engine, it isn't even the electronics. It's confidence. Everything Kawasaki has refined on this motorcycle works toward one goal: giving riders the confidence to brake later, jump farther, accelerate sooner, and ride faster with greater consistency. And confidence is something no dyno chart can measure. Personally, I think that's why the KX450 continues to earn so much respect. Kawasaki understands that motorcycles don't win races. Riders do. The motorcycle's job is simply to help them unlock their full potential. Now, I'd love to hear your opinion. If you were lining up behind the starting gate tomorrow, would you choose the 2027 Kawasaki KX450? Or is there another 450 motocross bike that you'd rather race? Let me know in the comments because I'm always interested to hear what fellow riders think. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Acer Rider, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest motorcycle reviews, motocross updates, and deep dives into the world's most exciting machines. Until next time, ride safe, keep chasing the perfect lap, and never stop enjoying the thrill that only motocross can deliver.